I'm so nervous. How do people do this? Okay, so it is a Saturday night and I'm making this video for you guys, but I am so nervous. I don't know. You know what? I've got to give it to the YouTubers who feel completely comfortable sharing their personal lives and opening themselves up to share their journeys and what they're going through, because child, it is not easy. I'm trying it out. I'm trying something different for my channel for this video and the previous video, to just be a little bit more open, right? But I promise you, it is not easy. There is a reason I haven't done it before and I haven't been open with you guys, because when you start a YouTube channel, you have to understand that your videos can be watched by complete strangers. And as much as I've made over 40 videos, I still get nervous with each and every single video, especially when I'm going to talk about my personal life. But you know what? Here's to throwing fear away and doing what you know in your heart that you really need to share with people. And so I hope you gain something from this video. I hope to share my journey as honestly as I can and as much as I feel comfortable with, because I'm still trying to get comfortable with the fact that I'm on social media and I talk about my life on here, right? But if you're interested in knowing what my journey has been like with motherhood and parenting, then I'm going to be sharing as much as I can with you in this video. So if you haven't guessed by the title of this video, I had a baby in July. Okay, so 3 days before my 30th birthday, I gave birth to the world's most cutest, most beautiful baby boy. His name is Kenzo and he is absolutely perfect. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what it was like for me to be pregnant, why I kept my pregnancy off of social media, and yes, everything that I wished I knew before I had a baby. I found out I was pregnant last year already, late 2020, and I decided off the bat that I was going to keep my pregnancy off of social media, because at the time I was new to creating content and I really wanted the focus to be more on, you know, the business videos, money making videos, job hunting videos, and that kind of stuff, my work, right? More than my personal life. So I wasn't trying to create a brand all around me, and I wasn't trying to become a mommy influencer, although that's very popular right now and I love them. I absolutely love everything that mommy bloggers and mommy influencers share, because it is absolutely beneficial. But I just didn't feel like that was my path, and I didn't want all my content to be around that. And I also didn't want my life to revolve around being a mom, right? When I was pregnant. Little did I know that, honey, when you become a mother, your life really does revolve around being a mom. I really still wanted to retain my individuality. I wanted to retain my ambitions, my career, my entrepreneurship dreams. I didn't want anything to change. I thought I could have this baby and still have all my hopes and dreams. And I'm going to talk about how that has changed. So like I said, I found out late 2020 that I'm going to be having a baby. I was super excited. Everyone in my life was really positive and really welcoming to the baby. I'm so grateful for the reception that my family had, my partner had. It was just honestly the best time when I found out that I was going to be having a baby. So yeah, I found out I'm having a baby, but I'm like, you know what? Work is going to continue. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Nothing has to change. I can have it all. Career, baby, marriage, everything. Nothing is going to stop me. And so that's what I did. I grinded so hard during my pregnancy. Before I got pregnant, I was making almost no money at all, right? I was so broke. And somehow knowing that I'm going to be bringing a life into this world really ignited more ambition than I've ever had in my entire life to make money, to, get myself out of the slump that I had fallen into. If you watch my video called Feeling Stuck in Life, you'll see that I was in the slump before late 2020, and I had to snap out of that, get my act together, and decide that, you know what, I'm not going to be a broke mother. I don't want to suffer, right? And so I tried all these different things, and yeah, my life really, really improved in this year 2021, and I really must thank God that, this baby brought this passion and drive into my life. And I worked harder than I've ever worked. I would be up at like 4 a.m. pushing and grinding while I was heavily pregnant. So I had a pretty good pregnancy. I didn't have any morning sickness. I think I vomited like once or twice maybe, but nothing hectic throughout my entire pregnancy. In the first trimester, I actually lost weight because I didn't have much of an appetite. And so yeah, in terms of pregnancy, honestly, I really didn't have any complaints, except towards the end, like in third trimester, I had some back pain, which is not unusual because, all throughout my life, I've had back pain, like during exam season. You know what? Let me stop rambling and talk about the things that I actually wish I knew before I had a baby. Now, if you're black and you're South African, there are things that you are going to have challenges with when you have a baby. Because, I was the typical millennial mom, Google mom, who wanted to do everything according to what the internet was saying, what pediatricians on the internet were saying. And that didn't always work out, because you're going to have your parents, family members telling you things that they think you should do for the baby that the internet thinks is a bad idea. For instance, giving the baby water, right? Our parents believe that you should give a baby some water during the day. But if you read on the internet, it says you don't need to give the baby any water before 4 months of age. Now, I was so conflicted. To be honest, the way I dealt with this is, people will say that our parents know better. They raised us and nothing went wrong, luckily, right? So I really had to decide, do I trust my mother? In the end, I decided that yes, I do trust her. She wouldn't do anything to intentionally hurt my baby. And I'm so glad I decided to trust her, because having a support system when you have a baby is so, so important. And there is going to be times where there are things that you disagree with. Maybe the internet is telling you to do one thing and your mother or your aunt or your granny is telling you to do a completely different thing. Now, who do you choose? I chose to believe the person that I love and trust. And so far, so good. We have had no issues and it has all worked out. But I know from this and other mothers groups that, this is the number one point where us millennial moms, we think we know. And it's like, sweetie, you've never had a child. You have no idea what you're doing. And babies are so sensitive, guys. Like, oh my God. You have no idea how sensitive tiny little babies are. And do you want to run an experiment on your baby? Because if anything goes wrong, you are going to be the one to blame. So for me, that was like the first challenge that I had right out the gate of, am I going to do what my mother says? And in most cases, I had to evaluate. But the things that she was saying didn't seem that bad. I thought, let me try it her way. If it doesn't work, then we can change. And in most of the time, she was pretty understanding, not too forceful. We tried it her way. Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. For instance, she thought we would need to feed the baby very early, right? But I have a really chubby baby. And yeah, food is just not going to work. He's 3 months old now and he is still not eating any food. He's just drinking formula milk. And so that worked out for me. So yeah, you don't want to put your baby in danger by doing things that your parents or family members might recommend. But at the same time, a lot of the time they really do know what they're doing. And you need to evaluate, are they really trying to hurt your baby or are they trying to help you? And so that is just the main thing. The second thing I struggled with is you need help, right? So are you going to get a helper? Are you going to get someone to come in and help you? I decided to get someone to come in and help me because, it is a lot. Guys, newborns do not sleep. I know you've seen on TV new parents not sleeping, but when you go through it, sleep deprivation is really an intense period of time. You feel like you're going to lose your mind, like functioning on 2 hours of sleep at a time, because, a newborn wakes up every even 3 hours is a luxury. 1 to 2 hours, this baby is waking up in the middle of the night constantly. And so I just couldn't take it. I just absolutely couldn't handle it. Thank goodness I'm privileged enough to be able to afford a helper that stays with us. She lives with us. She's completely awesome. She loves my baby. And but there are some things there too. How do you find someone that you trust to stay with you? Are you going to get someone to stay with you or someone who comes and goes? How much do you pay them? All of these questions, right? Which maybe I'll answer in another video about the helper thing, because I know it's such a difficult thing to find a reliable, good helper. And how much do you pay them? How should it work? Blah, blah, blah. How should you... If you want me to make a video all about helpers, let me know in the comments. Maybe if I'm feeling here's my thing, right? I don't want to be a mommy influencer. I don't want my life and my brand to revolve around being a mother. But at the end of the day, I am a mother. I have this information and I'm always willing to share. So let me know. And maybe if I don't make a video, I'll address it at least in an Instagram story and keep it as a highlight. And that's the way I'll discuss it. I'll tell you this. For me, the hardest thing about being a mother was adjusting to the fact that my life has changed. When I came back home from staying with my mother, for that brief period in the beginning, I really wanted my life to be like how it used to be when I was pregnant or before I had a baby. I didn't want anything to change. I wanted to do the things that I used to do, and I felt so trapped. That first week when I got back home was really difficult for me, and I had to realize that life has changed now, and in the most beautiful way, and things are different now. I don't have the same freedom that I had before, but I also have this beautiful baby in front of me that I have the privilege of raising. And so, to be honest with you guys, that was the most difficult thing I'm a very ambitious, driven person, but things have had to change. I don't have the same amount of hours in the day that I used to have. So even though I have a helper, things have definitely changed. Before, I used to be able to spend 6, 8, 10 hours a day just working, here in the study. But now there's the baby, and sometimes I just want to go stare at him. Like when you have a baby, you just look at him while he's sleeping, like a psycho. You just stare at your baby, or you want to play with your baby, and that eats up time that you could be working, that you could be pushing your dreams and goals. But you know what? I had to accept that it's okay. I'm going to achieve all the things that I want to achieve. Maybe it will take longer. And accepting that will help me not to have any resentment against my baby, feeling like he stole my dreams. No, I will still achieve each and everything that I want to. But it will probably take longer. I have less time now because I want to spend time with my baby. I don't want to miss anything. And thank God I have the privilege of being able to work from home, that I can catch his first smile and laugh. I'm still waiting for this baby to laugh. My baby is 3 months old. I have seen him laugh, like with his face, like a laughing expression, but no sound has come out. So I don't know when he's gonna laugh. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's those little things, man. Like the very first time I saw him smile while he was awake. So when babies are little, like a newborn baby, he can smile maybe in his sleep or while he's pooing a fart, like like getting a smile that isn't a real smile. It's just a reaction. So the first time you see them smile at you and they look at you like, "Oh, Mama, I love you." This is what I'm imagining he's saying, and he's smiling at you. It is the most magical, wonderful thing, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the entire world. And so I know that the first time I hear him laugh, I'm just going to melt into a million pieces. I've always wanted to be a mother. From the time I was a kid, I knew I was going to be a mother. I thought I was going to have like 4 children, and after I've had a baby and suffered through sleep deprivation, I'm like, no. I was convinced for the first few weeks that I would never do this ever again. It was that hard. Having a newborn baby was so hard that I was convinced that I'm done. And now that he's sleeping a little bit longer, he sleeps mostly throughout the night, I'm like, maybe I can have one more. Just one more, but definitely not 4. No, that would just be way too hard. But we plan and God loves, blah, 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 that whole thing. I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know if I've shared anything valuable, but for me, the most important thing for me was that in my pregnancy, I kept healthy, positive. I really focused on having a positive mindset, and I enjoyed it. I took lots of pictures, which I lost when my phone got stolen. Let me tell you something. If you are pregnant or having a baby, make sure that you have backed up your phone, so that if you lose pictures, you have them on iCloud. I always thought iCloud was so expensive, but it's like 50 Rand a month for 200 gigs of data. And I wish I had paid for that, because I lost a bunch of photos and videos that I took of the baby when he first got born. Luckily, I still have the ones that I sent to people on WhatsApp, and I asked them to send them back. But I lost so many pictures of my pregnancy and videos. And I deeply regret that. That's my only regret, that I didn't back up my photos, because my phone got stolen about a month, when I had the baby for about a month, and I was so heartbroken. I didn't even care about the phone. I was just heartbroken about my baby pictures. Anyway, how I'll close this video is by saying, you know what, if you're just going to accept when you have a baby that your life has changed, you are now someone's mom, things are going to be different, you'll be okay. But if you're still hanging on to the past and wanting things to be how they used to be, you're going to struggle. And I did struggle with that for like a week when I first came back home. But once I accepted that my life is different now, I'm not like everybody else. I'm like other moms, and you have to make sacrifices. And I embrace those sacrifices because I love him and he's so perfect, and I would do anything in the world for him. Now I'm good. I'm happy. I know that I can still have absolutely everything that I want. Maybe it'll just take a little bit longer than usual, because I have somebody new in my life who needs me right now. One thing I'm really grateful for is my friend Lulama, who told me that babies aren't nearly as expensive as we think they are. They're as expensive as you make them to be. So if you want to have the latest, most expensive of everything, then of course it's going to be expensive for you. But there are so many affordable options with everything. I mean, Ackermans has some really cute baby clothes that I absolutely love. Even Mr. Price. The vests from Mr. Price are even better quality than the vests from Woolworths. I'm talking about the 100% cotton white vests that Mr. Price has are even better than Woolies. So yeah, I'm so grateful for her. She once told me that many, many years ago, and I took that and I agree with her. They aren't as expensive as we think they are. And so if you're letting finances stop you from having a baby, maybe you shouldn't, because it's really, really not that bad. Things like, okay, one mistake I made, I thought I needed a pram and a cot before I had the baby. My baby is 3 months old, and he only started sleeping in his cot like 2 weeks ago. And it's not even every night. It's just sometimes, But when you have a brand new newborn from the hospital, I was not going to put him in some cot. I was like, nope, you are going to be right here next to me. So I didn't even need to buy a cot right from the beginning. Pram, I've used a pram maybe once to walk around the complex. I haven't used the pram. And as black people, before 3 months, we don't let the baby go to the mall or the shopping center or whatever. So you don't even need that right at the beginning. Maybe later on, when the baby's a few months old, you might need those things. And so I definitely regret feeling the pressure to buy those things when I was pregnant, when I was only going to need them months and months later. And even now, like, I don't use the cot. I'm just using it because we bought it, but the baby could still sleep in our bed. I don't know if pediatricians like that or whatever, but I definitely feel more comfortable when he's right next to me. But yes, we use it because we bought it. I'm really not trying to be a mommy influencer or whatever, but I felt also that it was weird to keep it as a secret because it's this huge thing in my life. When I was pregnant, I thought it would be like the small little aspect of my life, but no, it is half of my life. It is a major aspect of my life. And so I've decided to just tell people, hey, I have a baby. And it does change things. It does change how I make plans with friends or plans with people, because I don't know, mom guilt is a real thing. Like, even though I have a helper, when I leave the baby with her, I'm like, should I really be here? Oh, I miss my baby. Also, you want a break from your baby until you take a break from your baby, and then all you can do is think about him and miss him. I just want to close this video off by saying I'm really, really happy. I'm so blessed to have this healthy baby boy, and I pray that God continue to bless us with this health of this baby. And if not, then that's also fine. But so far, everything is good. I'm really happy. I have no regrets, except feeling the pressure to buy cots and prams way before time, when I really didn't even need them, when I was like 33 weeks pregnant. But anyway, if you are pregnant, I want to say to you, congratulations, stop stressing. But I don't think there's anything that I can tell you as a first-time mom that will make you not stress. Some of the things, you just need to do them for yourself. If you are like 26 weeks pregnant and you feel like you need to have a cot, then go buy one. Take care of your mental health when you're pregnant. That is the most important thing. And so whatever it is that you need to do to feel comfortable, do that. I will probably talk about this now more freely in my future videos or on my Instagram. I've announced it now. It's out there. The secret is out. Yes, I was pregnant this entire year. All my videos that I made in 2021, I was very pregnant. That's why I never stood up. Now I can stand up because it's flat, right? Well, not really, but there's no baby. But for the entire time, I had to just sit here cropped because I was keeping this a secret. But anyway, the cat's out the bag. I'm a mom, and I'm so, so happy. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed,